afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan O'Shea, and I work with BASF SE in Germany, Ludwigshafen. And I'm going to start the topics, the automation and the industrial cleaning, from our perspective as the asset owners. So, for a few stats on BASF itself, I mean, as I've already said, we're located in Germany, in Ludwigshafen am Rhein. There's around 35,000 employees, which are supported by additional leasing works as well as extra contracted workers on site. On site, we have around 2,000 buildings, and 200 of them are production facilities. Our company, they created a dedicated department for the industrial cleaning, so that we can pre-plan operations together with contractors and the facility operators. And we also oversee the safety and success of that cleaning operation on site. So last year we had around 3,500 contracts to deal with. Every contract differs in size. Some are daily contracts, and some of the contracts, they deal with about 6 to 8 weeks of larger turnarounds or shutdowns. On average, we have around 250 contracted workers that are supplying the asset owners with problem-solving results for any type of industrial cleaning method or problem which might happen to occur. At peak times and shutdowns, or even special contracts, we could have up to or over 400 contracted workers that are active on site. So what we did decide about that is that what we did in BASF was there's a serious commitment as well to developing automation, and that started about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was seen as well by the creation of the German Industrial Cleaning Association. It's the DIRV, where BASF were one of the founding members of it. And yeah, just want to show you that, I mean, there is a lot of commitment in our company and in our department to help the water jetting industry develop. So the first topic which I was discussing, or I'm going to discuss today, is health and safety. And I've put together strengths and opportunities together, such as workers that have been taken out of the line of fire, out of the danger zone. And that significantly reduces the possibility of personnel injury while completing contracts. Workers can carry out better visual inspections of objects being cleaned, for example, with the use of camera systems, if you want that, or at least that the face shields, which they may have to be wearing, they remain clean and they don't fog up as easily. Workers using shotguns or water jetting pistols have more control over their systems when using the double trigger shotguns with electronic shutoffs at the pump. That's actually become a regulation within our department as well. Any company wishing to work within our company need to have this the double trigger pistols. If not, they're not allowed to carry out work on site. And we also have a reduction with the amount of exposure workers have to the hazardous materials. Ours being a chemical plant, there is quite a lot of hazardous material out there, and it's important that the workers are kept away from it as much as possible, or if they have to be nearby, that they're taken care of with the proper personal protective equipment. To that end, there's a reduction in the amount of time that workers have to wear the specialized personal protective equipment. For example, the respiratory equipment, heavy PPE or sealed PPE. The use of personal protective equipment on site around the summertime is very bad for the workers. As in general, in Germany, it's nothing strange to have temperatures from anywhere to 30 to 40 degrees in the summertime. So furthermore, workers are benefiting ergonomically, as a lot of the work can be carried out using remote controls, which, for example, reduces the amount of time that an anti-withdrawal device has to be repositioned on a heat exchanger frame system, or drastically reduces the PPE needed to carry out the work. Automated, semi-automated or mechanized equipment can be run at higher pressure or water outputs compared to work still being carried out by hand operators, as the question of the recoil becomes almost negligible. There's a reduction in the amount of unnecessary entries into reactors or tanks, for example, if the work can be carried out from a safer position. Again, examples are reactors cleaning with a frame, which requires maybe 2 short entries, one to mount the equipment to clean, and one more entry to dismount the equipment and take it apart. There are a few weaknesses for the health and safety, which we have seen here. Highly fragmented market with a lot of small companies not able to advance with the implementation of innovative options and are still working with outdated equipment. A huge question of the chance or opportunity of investment in new equipment, but if that investment won't be paid off, companies aren't really willing to make that step. There's a possible need for companies, factories to draw up extra work permits to cover the use of electrically operated equipment or machines with combustion engines within X zones. That basically means if we forget to inform a facility that a fire permit, for example, is needed to continue to work, and that fire permit might not be readily available in the morning, you might lose a couple of hours until that paperwork gets drawn up. So we see as well there's not enough focus from all the parties involved, which are the asset owners and the contractors, to commit to introducing and implementing the use of automated equipment. There is not enough dedicated contracting company employees who can actively assess water jetting work in their own companies and request or demand higher safety measures using better equipment. Lack of qualified workers, one of the reasons is of course due to the language barrier, which causes serious problems on site. Another problem is of course the lack of qualified workers knowing how to deal with the automated system themselves. There's a lack of automated systems during peak times, for example, again, turnaround phases. So into the technical topic, what we see is we have two main contractors. One use pneumatic systems, and we have another company using electrical systems. So depending on the manufacturer, we still offers our facilities a better chance to order the right system best suited to the needs. The automated systems should offer better cleaning results, which can be repeated in the future as the speed of the cleaning tool can be set. The more automated systems become an integral part of the day-to-day cleaning activities, that should give further rise to developments and advancements in the water jetting sector. Automated systems used, for example, for cleaning heat exchangers or air coolers can easily be adapted to suit different sizes or lengths at short notice. And the chances of damaging objects to be cleaned can be reduced significantly by having the fixed speeds for flex hoses, which are capable of shutting off the water jet flow if the hose stops moving. We see a bonus as well is in the improved workforce that we have on the site, because we're having dedicated teams now that are moving around on site which use the automated equipment. A few weaknesses now would be the pneumatic systems on our sites. They often need to be supported by compressors, as some of the systems require a higher pressure and a higher air load than is readily available in the factories. Troubleshooting when an automated system breaks down during cleaning requires a water jet operator with enough knowledge or know-how. If issues can't be resolved on site, then you're losing a lot of time. So we have to find a replacement for the piece that gets broken, or the whole system has to be switched out to a different automated system, or to go back to the way cleaning used to be operated with. Environmental, I didn't really see many weaknesses and threats here, but on strengths and opportunities, I still reckon through better and faster cleaning results, there will also be a reduction in the amount of the wastewater created. Machinery or production equipment, which are qualitatively cleaned to a higher standard, should be able to register a better output and a reduction of resources to fulfill their appointed tasks. There should also be a reduction in the amount of times in which objects need cleaning with high pressure, which again reduces wastewater creation. Production equipment, for example, tanks, vats, reactors, could remain closed during the cleaning operations, or should remain closed during cleaning operations, eliminating hazardous aerosol exposure, endangering personnel carrying out the work, or any other personnel who may be in the vicinity. The economical strengths and weaknesses. Smaller teams and less high pressure pumps are required to handle larger scale operations. We've seen this ourselves on larger turnarounds. As a lot of the water jetting work is carried out just in time, there is also more flexibility with water jetting teams, enabling the contractor to plan his personnel and his work more efficiently. The more automated systems are used, that should result in a higher level of competency and understanding by the workers involved, allowing them to troubleshoot the problems faster and more efficiently, and ultimately begin their assigned task a lot faster. The reduction, as well as using automated systems, should also see the implementation of using the automated system should see a reduction in the need for using PPE, downgrading PPE, or even the need of using specialized PPE. So the weaknesses: the extra equipment on site does increase costs. You do have more diesel use. Compressors might be needed on site. Trailers might be dragged along by the pumps, by the trucks. Electrical generators might have to be brought on site to operate the automated systems and the automated cleaning systems themselves. The system setup does take longer when using automated system, but we've seen a good return on the speed once the system is set up. Generally, the automated systems, they work a lot faster than when people have been working in the past. Do other factors have to be taken into consideration when using automated systems? My examples here are the need for cranes, maybe the extra danger assessments, documentations, possible need of positioning safety workers as well on site, the fire extinguishers, and so on. And again, the fragmented market with a lot of smaller companies and only a handful of major companies lead to problems contracting suppliers efficiently. So before I hand over to Geir, one more note in the conclusion. When I was asked to do this, I was wondering, like, what is automation? For me, automation, the main goal of automation is hands-free, get the worker out of the line of fire, to reduce the exposure of workers and areas to hazardous material. So I thank you for your attention, and as I said, my colleague Geir Gonsholt will tell you something about the contracting side.
Thank you, El. My name is Geir Gonsholt, and I'm the HSC quality responsible for the IBKA group, personally based in Norway. I will have to try to have some perspectives and a point of view for contractor side of view, as a medium-sized company, Northern Europe. We provide our services to all types of industries within the fields of high pressure, water jetting cleaning, tank cleaning, dry vacuum cleaning, and boiler cleaning. We do have more or less 200 operators located in 4 different countries, Scandinavia and UK. International customers with group initiatives in all these countries. Sometimes then with local requirements approach on site. To increase the use of automation is a top 3 must-win battles for IBKA strategy from now and years ahead, related to the topics today. So what does this mean then for us as a medium-sized company? It's more or less like it's about customer and partnership, regulations, and culture. So customer and partnership need to help our customers to develop the best strategic plan for their needs. Need to present for them best available technology on the market. Regulations. Difficult to be first mover without national or European standard guidelines. Considering safety alongside the delivery speed and cost, and different levels of end customer requirements, from sky's the limit to the bottom. Culture then internally is more about lack of safety culture and HSE consciousness, rather in combination with sometimes management consciousness, lack of. In this we see a factor of resistance in part of technical, quality, and economical aspect. Technical, what kind of equipment to be invested, future needs, and what is out there actually. Productivity versus quality, output of our services. Employees, both asset owners and internal stakeholders. In quality, semi-automation caused by general resistance internally in organization. Uniformity, more realistic in some areas than others. For example, more in bundle cleaning than in, for example, pipe cleaning. Regulatories in small versus large countries like, for example, UK and Norway. And both countries working with the same customer. Economically, capex up front to do the investment first, then sell the new equipment, and at the end train resources in new equipment, and not another way around. Lack of training caused by cost control, indirect manpower, and sometimes, and very often, customer driven, related to the cost in tender. So, in the SWOT analysis, we can point out the strength is related to selling high standard activities, reducing competitors, to be more attractive employee for younger workforce generations. In weaknesses, additional cost to work safe, or longer duration time due to poorly applied use of automated equipment. Opportunities is, of course, low-risk method opportunities related to safety, reduced failure and incidents. And threats will, in some cases, will be related to use of low-cost labor. For example, other contractors. Temporary labor, low on training hours competence, internally and externally on other contractors, or at the end, also high level of complexity in training automation methods. Achievable potential automation. As we can see in a typical shutdown cleaning for us, more or less 85% of all activities can be done automated or partly automated. As one of our example during experience for the last 5 to 10 years, you can see it related to crude tank cleaning, that there are a lot of positive potential related to lead time and, of course, working safe by put some more effort in the mobilization and setup in first the process, and then we'll see you have opportunities in the end. And this approach and use of automated equipments is a kind of result of a long period of time achieving this level of working. And as our sales manager, technical manager says that it's difficult to do this without a greater number of opportunities to actually use this equipment and working methods. So what do we do then? Develop a plan together with customer. How many customers do have a strategy themselves around water jetting, and how well is communicated internally? So what we try to do then to create this process of the partnership in the tender is to sit down with customers, asset owners, and look at safety, and of course quality of scope, look at the time frame, and of course in the end cost, both direct and indirect costs. So what can we do then? Factors to succeed. As we have said, and in IBKA seen that we need to have a great number of opportunities to use the equipment and working methods. a good strategy and plan together with asset owners. Increase effectivity in use of assets by training, supported by manufacturers. Asset owners to use low risk level method requirements as a part of their tender strategy. Internally, to create capacity, competence, willingness to actually be a part of our safety culture daily at this on site. Top-down approach to implement this culture and quality standard from board level. And in the end there, common European guidelines facilitated by the European Water Jetting Institute or similar organizations. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Steve Ellis from STONEAGE Europe. You've heard from Alan and you've heard from Geir from the perspective of the asset owner and the contractor, and now I'd like to talk to you from the perspective of automation from the manufacturer. So a safer, more productive world is already here. The industry has changed and we almost changed with it. The world of industrial cleaning has rapidly evolved over the last several years. Chemical plants and refineries now demand that contractors use safer, more productive processes and equipment in their facilities. Other types of plants are quickly following suit. To meet these expectations, hands-free operation is the answer. From a manufacturer's point of view, we do believe that contractors, plants, and manufacturers who successfully integrate automation into their business models will be the winners. Those who don't may lose contracts and will continue to put their employees at greater risk. So SWOT analysis, if we combine that into the 4 areas of strengths, we do believe it's safer. We do believe it has increased efficiency, sustained repeatability if it's set up optimally, speed. The speed can be controlled. It can be set to go faster, it can be set to go slower, and it can be set in its most optimum conditions. Reliability, I think without question, automation is more reliable. Typically, it's more environmentally considerate. It uses less water, it uses less fuel, and used correctly, it probably has less waste. Less downtime. Automated equipment doesn't take a break. We don't need to be looking at swapping over between operators when operator fatigue comes into play. If we look at opportunities for automation, there's more opportunities to increase safety. As we look to add more automation, we can add more safety. An opportunity is to become the normal, to become the default, where if we have automation as the first choice, as opposed to reasons why we can't automate. An opportunity is technology advancements. We open more opportunities to develop further with automation. An increase in performance and efficiency. The further we develop, the further we gain performance. Data logging. That's something that we're looking to evolve into as we roll out new products. Possibilities for automation into restricted areas. If we have no-man entry positions, can we look to put automated product in to replace the man? Reduce callbacks. You'll have to excuse my terminology there. So we have instances where we do an iris inspection and the tube has been missed, or the first section of the tube has been missed. If we're automating that process and the cleaning has started at the very start of the tube, we can maybe eradicate that issue with automation. Threats. Available technology. Can we as a manufacturer keep pace with the demand from the asset owners and the contractors with development of our products? Complexity. Can we as manufacturers keep it manageable for our customers to be able to understand, operate it, comprehend what it is? Do we keep it to the level where it's completely usable? Cost barriers. As we develop more complex systems, can we keep it at a price point where it still makes sense, which goes into benefits as well. Balance versus costs. You have to be able to get a return on an investment for the contractor and for the asset owner. Overcoming an historical prejudice to automation. We do understand that there are some areas, some customers who have an inherent desire to want to remain with conventional hands-on approach. We have a threat there that we need to overcome. Differing regional adoption to automation. There's inconsistency throughout Europe as to where we should, where we shouldn't, where we can and where we can't automate. It's up to us to help to break that down. Weakness, more complex. We understand it is getting more difficult. It is getting more sophisticated. With that comes complexity. Different skill sets of operators required for automated equipment. Higher investment costs, appreciated, understood. Less flex to manual methods. As a manufacturer, it's a challenge for us to be able to provide the same amount of movement, dexterity in our automated equipment that the human being has. If we take a wrist movement, the articulation of a wrist for a human is extremely difficult to replicate at an affordable level. Transport maneuverability. We have to make sure that as a manufacturer, we're providing automated equipment that is manageable, lightweight, portable, and additional power supplies, pneumatics, electrics, which I think Alan touched on earlier as well. Automation, helping the industry achieve better outcomes. An automated industry should be a safer workplace with increased productivity, minimized downtime, increased profitability for contractors and plants. So the following slides, I hope to cover some specific considerations on the 4 categories: technical, environmental, economic aspects, health and safety. First section, technical. Asset owners, contractors and manufacturers combined are driving advancements in automated technology in our industry. In the early days, handheld shotgunning and tube cleaning was always carried out on a per gun or per lance basis. As contractors and asset owners pushed us as the manufacturer to mechanize this process and then to automate, we moved initially to develop single tool automated systems. This then led to dual tool systems and now multi-lance systems for tube cleaning applications. This combination of input from the 3 sides, the asset owners, the contractors and the manufacturers, pushes the manufacturers to develop more capable and complex systems using cutting-edge technology. Asset owners are seeking longer periods between cleaning cycles. Halted production runs for entire plants for shutdown maintenance cleaning time is time consuming and extremely expensive. The challenge is for us manufacturers to develop more complex systems that can clean smarter. As we integrate more hardware and software into our automated systems, we now need to employ more mechanical engineers, more software engineers, electrical engineers, data programmers. A shift required for manufacturers to keep pace with technical advances. Technical continued. Data. Advancements of late have seen manufacturers begin to roll out equipment capable of capturing information on cleaning times, operating pressure, tube information such as number of tubes, length, diameter, location, heat transfer. This data can provide valuable contractor and asset owner information for intelligent decision making and repeat cleaning considerations for the future. Manufacturers need to ensure there are sufficient resources within their respective organizations in the right place at the right time to support such technologically advancing automated products. This means continued investments in in-house training for sales and technician teams, spare parts, training collateral, technical manuals, and respective online support. Environmental. As we manufacturers strive to produce equipment that can increase the interval time between cleaning cycles, we are also asked to help asset owners and contractors clean optimally by using the ideal automated equipment Ideally calibrated equipment matched to the chosen application. Done so, there should be less water consumption, less fuel consumed, less labour required, and therefore a lower total environmental impact for all involved. This is a major consideration for all of us as we focus more attention on our respective environmental footprints. COVID has made us as manufacturers look at how we interact with our customer base to introduce our products and services, how we train, demonstrate and commission our automated products, and with continuing advancements in IIoT, which is Industrial Internet of Things, and remote diagnostics in the future. This provides asset owners and contractors with not just support and service, but choices as to how they could receive such support and have potential positive impacts on the environment, with reduced carbon emissions with lower travelling effects. More environmental. As a responsible manufacturer, we are continually looking at our manufacturing processes to ensure we utilise lean, environmentally friendly processes, trying to utilise equipment and components that are more sustainable where it's practical and feasible to do so, and making sure the source is ethical. We look at waste impact and the overall efficiency of the equipment we produce to try to ensure it has a minimal environmental impact, and what steps we as a manufacturer can take during the design and production process to make gains and savings for the asset owners and contractors alike when using. Economic aspects. For us as manufacturers, automated equipment carries higher research and development costs than conventional manual tools and longer development cycle times. As contractors and asset owners seek more complex systems with more features, so the inherent componentry increases, as does the skilled personnel required to design and build and support such systems. Automated equipment has a significantly longer sale time from initial customer interaction to delivery. To sell tools used in manual cleaning methods can be instant or just a few days, and can be typically transacted through just one person or just one department, resulting in fast moving sales. To sell an automated system can take a year, if not longer, and usually involves buy-in from many departments at various levels of the company due to the value and the complexity of the sale and the number of stakeholders potentially involved. Health and safety. Manufacturers firmly believe that automation creates a safer working environment, and that working with asset owners and contractors together helps automate high-pressure cleaning processes and saves lives. The information and data that is shared from contractors and asset owners, along with safety organisations, confirms that automation is definitely making a positive contribution to a safer working environment, and accidents are decreasing. Developing equipment in response to this triangular collaborative process, the asset owners, contractors and manufacturers, where we can remove the tool and the hose from the operator's hand and see the operator controlling the equipment at distance and in a safer environment, is something we all should be striving to achieve for a safer industry. Replacing conventional handheld cleaning methods can also reduce exposure to repetitive strain injury experienced in our industry, such as tendonitis, white finger and carpal tunnel syndrome, and positive noise pollution gains for the operator too. Being tasked to design automated equipment that is relatively lightweight, sectional if need be, and transportable is a major consideration as a manufacturer. Automated equipment can help with equal opportunities. There is less reliance on a person's physical size, strength and ability than some previous manual tasks required. It's important that manufacturers take notice of feedback from operators on the front line relating to the challenges they're facing and design, build ergonomic equipment to ideally suit their needs. This will have a positive effect on the overall health and safety within our industry. Conclusion. It's the combined responsibility of asset owners, contractors and manufacturers alike to collaborate and develop better automated equipment for a safer, more efficient and productive industry. We share this responsibility. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.